divinely revealed. Is your miraculous awakening sacred, supernatural, or both? Discover now. In a quaint village nestled among rolling hills, Mary was no ordinary mother. Her heart was knitted with unwavering faith, pulsing like a beacon of hope amid the trials that life had thrust upon her. As the annual pilgrimage to the sanctuary of St. Michael approached, whispers of miraculous healings filled the air. Villagers spoke of the holy waters that flowed like liquid grace, restoring the frail and sick. Incredible, they exclaimed, eyes sparkling with wonder. And for Mary, these miracles were more than just folklore. They were her desperate prayers, resounding loudly in her heart for her ailing son, Ben. The sun rose brilliantly, casting a golden hue upon the village as it gathered. Flickering candlelight illuminated the church, where vibrant flowers adorned every corner, a fragrant homage to faith. Inside, Mary rallied the community, uniting them in prayer, each whispered hope and trembling faith echoing in the sacred air. Together, let us call to St. Michael, she urged, tears glimmering in her eyes. In every home, hearts stirring, hands clasped, a symphony of prayers ignited, urging the heavens to listen. But as the days waned, doubt crept like a shadow. Why do you cling to hope? Asked her own sister, her tone wrapped in skepticism. Mary felt a storm brew within. Her heart battled despair, wrestling with the faith she held dear. Yet, with every doubt cast upon her, she clung tighter to the grace that had always held her. I believe in miracles, she whispered, hoping her words would lift her soul. When the day of departure finally arrived, the villagers flooded the cobblestone streets, hope shining brightly in their eyes. Together, they followed the beloved pastor, each step a testament to love and unwavering faith. Mary's spirit soared as they began their procession. The air felt electric, thick with divine anticipation. During a poignant prayer, the church harmoniously echoed their longing. And in that solemn moment, Mary felt a surge of warmth enveloping her. Then it happened. Ben, perched on the church steps, groaned softly as he shifted, his pale face tinged with vitality, eyes fluttering open wide. Gasps filled the air. Look, cried a faithful soul from the back, astonishment painted across their features. Joy surged through Mary, igniting a light in her heart. Was this truly a miracle? Or merely a flicker of hope amidst a cloud of skepticism? Yet, with this awakening came turmoil. As Mary reveled in Ben's unexpected signs of recovery, she grappled with questions that pierced her soul. What did this miracle mean? Her heartbeat quickened, and she felt an internal struggle twist her spirit. Was it a gateway to renewal or a haunting of doubt? Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As hope bloomed around her, Mary's gaze turned skyward, searching for clarity amidst the divine mystery unfolding. The congregation stood breathless, eyes wide with wonder, as whispers of divine purpose flickered among them. The atmosphere crackled with an unnameable tension, a tether to heaven, a gentle nudge into the unknown. Was this not just the beginning? Thus stood Mary at the threshold of understanding, awash with fervent emotion, cradling the fragile hope of her heart. The pilgrimage had not only ignited aspirations but beckoned a deeper revelation. With every heartbeat, she yearned for answers shrouded in divine mystery, longing for assurance that their journey into faith had merely begun. Mary's heart raced, caught in a sacred whirlwind. The villagers crowded closer, their faces reflecting not only shock but a deep-seated yearning for belief. Is this the beginning of something greater? She pondered silently, scanning their expectant faces. The air shimmered with palpable energy, as if the heavens had opened just a fraction, allowing a glimpse of what lay beyond. Each person held their breath, Waiting for confirmation of the miracle, they prayed for a sign that hope had not betrayed them. Ben shifted on the steps, his breath still uneven, yet the color returned to his cheeks like morning sunlight after a long, cold night. Mary rushed to his side, cradling his face in her palms. "Ben, can you hear me? Can you feel me?" Her voice quivered, a mix of joy and disbelief. He blinked, as though breaking through a fog, and with a soft, hesitant smile, he whispered, "Mama, I'm here." Tears pooled in Mary's eyes, a cascade of relief flooding through her soul. The silence shattered as the villagers erupted into cheerful cries, praises spilling like rain on parched ground. A familiar voice rose above the din. Her pastor stepped forward, arms wide open. "Let us rejoice. God has bestowed his grace upon our beloved Ben." The joy was tangible, enveloping the atmosphere in a divine embrace. Yet amidst the celebration, Mary felt a tugging at her heart, pulling her back into the depths of contemplation. What does this truly mean for us? She mused while hugging Ben tightly, wishing this moment could last forever. As silence fell momentarily, an unexpected hush wrapped around them. Just then, an old woman wiser than her years approached, her face lined with reverent wisdom. "You have witnessed a miracle today, child. But remember, miracles often ask for more than mere gratitude. They invite us into deeper faith." Her words settled over Mary, heavy yet illuminating. What had begun as a quest for a miracle now demanded a response, a commitment to the truth that surged within her. Was this healing an invitation to a fuller understanding of goddess love, a call to explore the deeper waters of faith and devotion? The congregation, still buzzing with excitement, remained unaware of the internal battle brewing within Mary. Her senses heightened as she began to grasp the magnitude of what had occurred. Questions, swirling like leaves in a storm, danced in her thoughts. What message was God sending? What path lay ahead for Ben, for herself, for the community? She glanced at her sister, still watching from a distance, arms crossed and brow furrowed in doubt. Could this experience shift the skepticism in her heart? Mary felt the urge to share the beauty of this moment, to invite her sister into the light that now flickered undeniably within her. With each passing heartbeat, the evening sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the village. Streams of gold danced upon the faces of the faithful, illuminating their joy, their devotion, and their confrontations with doubt. Mary knew the pilgrimage went beyond healing. It was an awakening, a reconnection to something infinitely greater. "Together, we must walk this path," Mary declared suddenly, her voice steady and clear. "Let today mark our collective renewal, a journey into deeper faith." These words resonated with the crowd, stirring hearts passionate to embrace the divine call. But could one miraculous moment transform many lives? Could it revive spirits that had long been dormant? A quiet anticipation rippled through the villagers, each soul caught between hope and uncertainty. As night settled and stars emerged, Mary felt a flicker of the divine brush against her heart. What awaited them on this new journey? The possibilities stretched out before her, like an untouched canvas of promises. With faith rekindled, the villagers began to disperse, but Mary lingered, gazing into the twilight sky, where constellations blinked like affirmations of divine support. Was this the dawning of a new chapter, one that would redefine their lives forever? As she stood there, a realization dawned. The quest for understanding was only beginning, and with it, the promise of faith's unfolding mysteries. What waited beyond the horizon? What new revelations would sweep through the village next? As the last remnants of daylight dimmed, Mary remained at the edge of the village square, lost in the glow of the stars that now clung to the sky like hope itself. The whispers of the night air brushed against her cheeks, a gentle reminder of the moment, an ethereal witness to the layers of faith being woven into the fabric of her existence. Her heart beat steadily, yet her mind danced with questions. Ben's healing was more than just a miraculous event. It felt like a divine prelude, a beckoning into a deeper trust than she had ever known. Every flicker of the stars above seemed to say, "Look here, there's more to discover." Mary cast her gaze toward the flickering lantern light that illuminated her village. Laughter and song floated around her, yet the sound felt distant, like a far-off echo that barely reached her ears. She wanted to join the celebrations, to revel in the joy, but a stirring within her insisted she pause for a moment longer. What was it that she needed to grasp? What invitation was God extending? It was as if she stood at the edge of a great ocean, each wave representing the unknown, a promise laced with divine mystery. I must go deeper, Mary whispered to herself, a determination settling over her. Just then, the old woman's words echoed in her mind. Miracles often ask for more than mere gratitude. Had Mary ever fully understood the depth of faith? The thought struck her with a mixture of excitement and fear. Faith wasn't merely a soft whisper in her heart. It was a call to action, an invitation to journey through the storms and embrace the daylight breaks that followed. As if sensing her resolve, a gentle wind rustled the leaves overhead, creating a chorus of murmurs that resonated deep within her spirit. In that moment, Mary's eyes were drawn to her sister, Sarah, who still lingered at a distance, an island of doubt amid the sea of joy. Something surged within Mary, a longing for her sister to experience the waves of faith washing over the village. She closed the distance between them, her footsteps steady, fueled by purpose. Sarah, she called, her voice steady yet tender. Come, join us. There's something beautiful unfolding. Something we are all called to be part of. Sarah looked up, her expression a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. Mary, how can you be so sure? Does faith really change anything? Mary felt a warmth radiate from her core, igniting within the desire to share her truth. It can. Faith invites us to see beyond what we know. Just look at Ben. Look at our village. This moment is just the beginning. We are invited to journey together to seek, to trust, and to love. A flicker of uncertainty crossed Sarah's face. I wish I could believe as you do, she confessed, her voice barely a whisper. Have you tried? Mary dared to ask, her heart racing. The silence hung heavily between them, thick with unspoken questions, neither fully understanding the transformation that lay ahead. Yet as they stood there, one could sense the gentle pull of destiny beginning to weave their stories together. Mary extended a hand, illuminated by the glow of lanterns, inviting Sarah into the embrace of newfound hope. The night felt alive with possibility, awakening aspirations as vivid as the stars above. And in that shared moment, Mary knew a new journey was beginning, one that would both challenge and uplift, beckoning them into the depths of faith. But this invitation came with uncertainty. What would it require of them? What struggles might arise? As the night deepened, the duo gazed at the velvet sky, aware that their lives were on a cusp of transformation. Would they dare to embrace the journey ahead and seek answers to the pressing questions of faith? Just then, an unforeseen gust of wind swept through the square, carrying with it the very scent of change, the promise of both challenge and awe. Could the village prepare for the more profound revelations that awaited them? What awaited them at the brink of tomorrow? Mary felt a tremor of anticipation as she and Sarah paused, suspended in time beneath the celestial tapestry. The wind danced around them like whispers from another realm, and their hearts beat in a rhythm of hope and uncertainty. Look at the stars, she urged, her voice barely above a whisper. They're witnesses to our journey. Each flicker is a story of faith, of people who dared to trust. Her heart ached for Sarah to see. I see them, but they seem far away, Sarah replied, hesitant. Faith can feel so distant sometimes. But what if it's closer than we think? Mary countered, her brows knitting in concern. What if faith is more about taking a step than reaching for the light? In that moment, a realization settled over Mary. Perhaps faith wasn't only a feeling. It was a choice, a deliberate act to look beyond the tangible. She turned her thoughts inward, grappling with her own history of doubts and what had ultimately drawn her to this moment. I know it's not easy, she said gently, reaching for her sister's hand. But we're not alone. Look around, Sarah. Look at these people, our friends, the laughter, the light. This is a part of our miracle too. As if her words had stirred some sleeping part of the village, a choir of voices rose around them, harmonizing with the festive spirit. The joy seeped into the air, and the bright lanterns swayed like beacons. They were not merely decorations. They were symbols of hope, illuminating the path before them. "I want to trust." "I do," Sarah confessed, tears pooling in her eyes. "But faith has always felt like a leap into nothing. What if I fall?" Mary squeezed her hand, a smile breaking through. "What if you fly?" she replied, fervently. "What if this leap leads you into a life full of purpose? Sometimes, we must let go of the fear of failing and instead embrace the freedom of trusting." They stood still for a moment, weighed by the possibilities. Just then, laughter echoed loudly from a group nearby, drawing the sisters' attention. A joyful couple stood, arms raised, singing praises that floated through the night air, filling it with something that felt unmistakably sacred. Mary turned back to Sarah, her voice vibrant. "Let's join them. Let us take our steps together. Who knows what God might reveal?" Sarah's eyes shone with hesitant excitement. "What if I can't sing? Then dance." Mary laughed, her spirit lifting like the lanterns around them. "Or just be present. It's not about how we show up, but that we do." With a deep breath, Sarah nodded. Hand in hand, they moved toward the gathering, their hearts beating in sync, guided not by certainty, but by an awakening desire to discover together. As they approached the crowd, Mary felt a warm glow envelop her, a swell of peace that enveloped even her doubts. She glanced up at the stars, searching, hoping for some sign. Would they finally understand this unfolding miracle that lay in wait? The air thrummed with energy, each note sung infused with love and faith. It seemed to thrum to a divine rhythm that transcended their worries, filling them both with determination. Yet as they joined the circle of laughter and song, the air shifted once more. A low rumble, almost like a distant heartbeat, echoed through the square, silencing the joyous singing. The laughter faded, eyes widened, a collective breath was held. What did that sound mean? Was it simply the wind or a foretelling? With hearts racing, Mary and Sarah exchanged glances, uncertainty creeping back. Could this be part of their awakening? A sign of profound change on the horizon? The moment felt electric, charged with divine possibility. What revelations were waiting just beyond the veil of night? The sound pulsated again, deeper this time, resonating with an understanding only the heart could recognize. It stirred the crowd, awakening wonder in their eyes. Whispers spread like a gentle breeze. Questions arose, suspended in the air, trembling with the promise of something sacred. Mary squeezed Sarah's hand tighter, their fingers entwined as if to anchor each other in this moment. The sudden stillness around them felt like a pause in time, a breath held by the universe itself. "Do you feel it?" Mary asked, her eyes bright with a mixture of awe and concern. "I do," Sarah said softly, her voice shaking slightly. "It feels significant." As they stood, enveloped in the hush, the melodic notes of the gathered congregation faded into silence. Their faces were illuminated by flickering lanterns, casting soft shadows, and Mary marveled at how each person appeared connected with the same thread of hope. Each face was a canvas of reflection, waiting for the divine brushstroke of understanding. Then, without warning, a wind like no other swept through the square, rustling the leaves of nearby trees, sending a chill as both foreboding and invigorating. The warmth of the lanterns flickered, and for an instant, a deep golden light pulsed in harmony with the mysterious sound, as if the stars themselves were singing in response. "Why do I feel both excited and terrified?" Sarah whispered, her brow knitted in worry. "Because God is moving," Mary replied, her own heart racing. "We're on the brink of something extraordinary. It's easy to fear what we don't understand, but the beauty lies in the mystery of trusting Him." Just then, the heartbeat-like sound became a melody, a low hum now laced with soft harmonies that beckoned the crowd to listen. It seemed to resonate within them, drawing out their deepest yearnings, their unspoken prayers. Hands that were once hesitant lifted toward the heavens, as if seeking a connection that spanned the vastness of the universe. "Can you hear what they're singing?" Sarah breathed, her eyes wide with realization. It's a hymn of hope, a call to faith. Mary felt a surge of exhilaration. She recognized the melody, a beloved scripture sung in a new way, and a fresh wave of courage ignited within her. Let it in, Sarah, let it wash over you like a gentle tide. As if breaking a dam, a wave of joy crashed over the crowd. Laughter mingled with tears. The fear melted away, whispering away like the winds, replaced by an unshakable joy that radiated warmth. Mary could see others joining in, not just singing but moving, dancing, letting their spirits soar amidst the lingering uncertainty. But amidst the joy, a voice emerged strong and clear, echoing above the crowd. It wasn't just a voice. It was a heartfelt declaration that sent ripples through the assembly. What was once hidden is being revealed. Trust not in what you see, but what is unfolding. The message struck the sisters like lightning, illuminating the darkness of doubt. Was this the awakening they had longed for, or perhaps something even deeper? And just as quickly as it had begun, the melody shifted again. The warmth of community wrapped around them, yet beneath it lay an undercurrent of urgency, an invitation to unite their hearts in the quest for truth. What does this mean for us? Sarah asked, her eyes flickering with both confusion and awe. We're being called to look beyond ourselves, Mary responded, her voice gathering strength among the thrumming harmonies. Maybe faith is about believing that even unknown paths can lead to divine purpose. But what God had not yet revealed lies just ahead. As the night swelled with song and prayers, Mary felt resolute. They would not turn back now. They had awakened to something sacred, a dance with the divine awaiting their next move. What awaited them in this merging of mystery and revelation? Would they dare to step forward into the unknown, trusting that God was weaving their stories together into a greater plan? The voice that echoed through the gathering faded, replaced by a collective intake of breath. A stillness swept over them, bated and quiet, as if the very air was charged with divine energy. The warmth of the lanterns flickered again, illuminating faces now focused, hearts yearning for more. Mary observed the crowd, a tapestry of expressions, some searching, others resolved. It was as if each soul held a spark waiting to ignite in the presence of something so much larger than themselves. A feeling enveloped her, one of unity that pulsed with the harmonies still lingering in the air, urging them all to come together, to lean into the mystery unfolding before them. Do you think this is it? Sarah asked, her excitement battling with uncertainty. The unveiling? Mary nodded, her eyes shining with both wonder and challenge. I believe we're being called to act, to engage our faith deeper than we've ever imagined. Just then, the sound shifted again, a transformation from melody to a deep, resonant thrum that wrapped around their hearts. The golden light flickered more intensely, bathing everyone in its warmth and embrace from above. Mary could feel it, the heartbeat of the divine, quickening, inviting them to draw closer. Fingers pointed skyward, and people began to sway, their bodies engaging with the rhythm like the blades of grass dancing in a gentle breeze. Laughter spilled forth, a joyful reaction echoing the freedom felt in their spirits. The fear had transformed into a soft reverence, knitted together by a yearning for truth. Listen, someone shouted from the back, and heads turned toward a figure emerging from within the folds of the crowd. It was an elder, her silver hair shining, a beacon in the night. Brothers and sisters, she began, her voice a low murmur that swelled, gaining momentum. This night we are no longer simply gathered. We are being called. The crowd hung on her words, entranced by the command that radiated from the elder. We are to release the burdens that weigh us down. Open your hearts to what you've feared, what you've put aside. The Lord is here. At her prompting, people began to step forward, each finding their own space, forming a semicircle around the elder. Mary felt an urgency rising within her, igniting a flame of hope. She squeezed Sarah's hand again, then released it, eyes alight with determination. Let us join them, Mary urged, stepping forward with a confidence that surprised even herself. Together? Sarah asked, her voice trembling, yet hopeful. Together. We need to let go, Mary replied, This is a moment for transformation. With that, they too stepped into the growing circle. The air thickened with unspoken prayers, and the distant stars began to twinkle more brightly, as if in agreement with the promise of the night. The elder raised her arms, eyes closed, and began to sing softly. Others joined in, their voices melding into an overwhelming wave of gratitude that echoed back to the heavens. Mary felt the pull, a divine current coursing through them. Wordless answers flowed through her, the yearning to be more than she was flickering like a flame. Joy intermingled with awe, and she found herself smiling. This was community. This was faith alive. As they lifted their voices, the sound transformed again, shifting into an ancient word, a message not just meant for the crowd, but for each person gathered. It promised that every soul was seen, every story was woven into the tapestry of divine love. But then, from that tide of joy, a hush fell abruptly once more. The winds shifted again, drawing everyone's gazes upward. Mary's heart raced. There, something was taking shape in the night sky, a glimmer that felt both familiar and utterly new, stirring the promise of the unexpected. "What is happening?" Sarah whispered. "I think we're about to find out," Mary replied, gazing wide-eyed into the unfolding mystery above. What awaited them in this divine revelation? Would the answer bring peace, or would it challenge everything they believed? The crowd collectively inhaled, drawn as one toward the shimmering light that flickered and danced in the night sky. It hung there, shifting like mist but sharper, full of purpose and promise. Mary's heart pounded like the rhythm of the elder's song, each pulse stirring a deeper longing inside her. "What does it mean?" Sarah's voice trembled as she clung to Mary. Their eyes, wide with wonder, roamed the cosmos above, searching, hoping for an explanation. "I don't know," Mary admitted softly, her heart soaring yet trembling, "but we're here to discover it together." As the golden light began to pulse in time with the congregation's stillness, whispers erupted into the open air. "It's a sign," one man shouted, pointing upward. "The heavens are declaring something." More voices joined in, stirring the atmosphere into a fervent expectation. The elder pressed her palms together and raised them higher, inviting them to channel their hope and curiosity into prayerful focus. "Let us listen, beloveds. The truth is unfolding before us." Mary felt the gathering's energy swell. It was magical and electric, drawing her deeper into the wonderful mystery. The light refracted, creating trails that formed words only partially visible as they shimmered against the night. Each illuminating phrase felt like a breath of fresh air, laden with meaning. "Freedom," someone gasped, eyes shining with recognition. "Love," another echoed, experiencing the waves of the divine truth washing over them. The crowd resonated with fervor, repeating those words as if enacting a holy chant. Mary felt them seep into her being, wrapping around her spirit like a warm embrace. Something was breaking free not just around them but within each heart present. As if responding to their collective yearning, the light coalesced, shaping into ethereal forms, flickering images of people rejoicing, sharing, loving one another. They laughed and sang, their faces radiant. Mary felt a tug at her heart, a deep, compelling pull toward belonging and purpose. Then, with a suddenness that stole breath, the images shifted. They transformed into scenes of struggle, shadowed figures carrying burdens, sorrow etched in their eyes. Gasps filled the air, and a wave of understanding crashed over Mary. "Not everyone carries their burdens alone," she murmured, the weight of the realization grounding her. "They need us." Sarah turned to her, a mix of confusion and realization dawning. "Can we really help them?" "How?" The elder's voice rang out with clarity, reaching deep into the hearts of those gathered. "To serve is to love. To love is to reveal Christ in you. Seek those in pain. Lift the burden. Be the light." A flood of inspiration surged through Mary. This was the heartbeat of community, the call to action, compassion, and courage. It was not just about understanding the divine but living it. "Let us be the hands and feet," Mary said, her voice growing stronger. "This moment is ours to share." The crowd erupted, voices rising in harmony, hearts swelling with purpose. They began to move as one, people stepping forward, others embracing those beside them. It was a ripple effect of hope spreading through the circle, quieting the sorrow within and shining the light outward. The elder smiled gently, her eyes gleaming with divine pride. Now come forth, every soul who wants to be a part of this awakening. Let us unite and be agents of change. Just as Mary stepped forward, a flash brightened the night sky again, more brilliant than before, sending gasps echoing into the night. "What is that?" someone shouted. The shimmering light morphed, revealing a figure, a silhouette of immense grace, beckoning them toward the unknown. "Are we ready for what comes next?" Mary whispered, heart racing with both trepidation and excitement. Something monumental was about to happen. Intrigued and unafraid, the congregation moved closer to the radiant shape, each one's breath held in unison. Could they fathom the depth of this divine embrace? Was their miraculous awakening truly beginning? As the figure in the light grew clearer, it filled the night with warmth, a radiant glow that enveloped them all. Mary felt her heart leap and her spirit swell. "What is it?" whispered Sarah, her voice barely breaking the spell. The air buzzed with an electric anticipation, and sensing the energy of those around her, Mary felt they stood on the cusp of something extraordinary. The figure emerged fully, emanating kindness and authority. It felt familiar yet beyond comprehension, like a cherished dream that sparkled with truth. The elder, caught in a moment of reflection, stepped forward. "Do not be afraid," she proclaimed, her voice wrapped around them, assuring yet challenging. "This presence carries good news, a call for us to rise." At that moment, a wave of emotion broke free, a collective sigh and murmur of awe swept through the crowd. Their hearts echoed in harmony, each feeling the weight of surrender as they beheld this divine messenger. "I am here to guide you," the figure spoke softly. "You have been called together, not just to witness, but to embrace a journey of love and service. You are all appointed as lights, just like this flame that shines upon you." Mary could feel the intensity of those words penetrate deeply. A rush of clarity rushed through her, filling her with understanding. "Together we are meant to shine, together we can make a difference," she whispered, hope igniting within. The celestial being raised an arm, and in an instant, the gathered crowd experienced a tide of visions, flashes of lives waiting to be touched, souls yearning for love, hearts waiting in despair. Peter, a beloved friend, standing alone in anguish. A family sitting in sorrow, needing comfort and community. A child struggling to find their place in the world. Visions unfolded like petals blooming in spring. Each one invited the group to see beyond themselves, to recognize the beauty in the broken and the miracle of connection. "This is your calling," the radiant figure urged. "Share your hearts, show kindness, heal and uplift one another." Mary's heart raced. Tears pooled in her eyes. Each image hit home, igniting fierce compassion within. "We can't do this alone," she thought, realizing the depth of their mission. "We need one another." Sarah squeezed her hand, the warmth reassuring. "We'll find a way. We have to try." "Yes," echoed voices all around them, rising with voices surging like waves against the shore. Inspired, they began to step forward, ready to act, hearts aligned. "Together, let us kindle hope," the elder declared. "Let our love flow into the hearts of those who need it the most." As if responding to their vow, the brilliant light above transformed into a multifaceted prism, casting brilliant colors over the crowd. Each hue seemed to bolster the spirit, alongside a gentle warmth that enveloped them in a celestial embrace. Mary felt a shift, a divine confirmation. She realized they were not just gathered to receive a message. They were chosen to be the message. "This is our moment," she thought, lifting her gaze towards the heavens that seemed closer than ever. "Will you step forward and accept the call?" The radiant figure invited, an outstretched hand beckoning them to embrace their purpose. "Will you trust in the journey ahead?" Breathless with wonder, Mary sensed the weight of choice, recognizing the sacredness of this opportunity. Yet there was a flicker of worry. What awaited them? Were they truly ready? The time seemed to stretch, hearts racing, breaths drawn in anticipation. The crowd waited, an ocean of hope glimmering beneath the stars, exploring a vast expanse of untold potential. Will we find the courage to venture forth? Will we truly embrace this divine awakening? With the promise of transformation hovering in the air, the community lay poised at the edge of the unknown, united in faith, ready for what lay ahead. In that sacred moment, silence enveloped the gathering. The figure's presence continued to radiate warmth, and Mary felt a gentle pull toward the light. It was as if the very air vibrated with unspoken answers, urging them into action. Gather your courage, the figure encouraged, their voice woven with a divine melody that seemed to beckon each heart present. The journey begins with faith and trust in what lies beyond the horizon of your understanding. Murmurs cascaded through the crowd, an undercurrent of excitement mixed with doubt. Peter, his eyes wide and bright yet troubled, stepped forward. "What if we falter?" he asked, a tremor in his voice reflecting the uncertainty that buzzed between them. "What if we fail?" The celestial figure regarded him with compassion. "In your moments of doubt, remember this. Every step taken in love is never in vain. The journey will shape you, and your vulnerability will become your strength. Trust the heart within you." Mary's heart was alive with purpose. She had always thought of faith as something concrete, something you carry in your pocket like a lucky charm. But now she felt it transforming, expanding into something dynamic, alive, and gorgeously complex. "We can rise together," she whispered, and the words felt like a promise binding them tightly. They looked around. Eyes filled with resolve sparked from neighbor to neighbor. Each glance was a thread weaving them together into a tapestry of hope. Sarah took a deep breath, sharing, "We've faced storms before. We can navigate this. Let us hold tight to each other." The presence of divine energy swirled around, tangible yet delicate. The radiant light shifted, pulsing gently in harmony with their increasing faith. It was as if the heavens themselves were listening, giving strength to their resolve. "Remember," the figure chimed in softly, "the world is filled with darkness, but your lights can illuminate even the deepest shadows. The power of love is transformative, never underestimate its reach." With that, Mary felt the weight of the crowd beginning to ripple forward. They moved as a unified wave, hearts beating in synchrony, pursuing the promise of their calling. Each step forward was filled with a mixture of anticipation and vulnerability, yet fear began to dissolve under the fierce glow of purpose and promise. "I will not walk alone," Mary thought, glancing at Sarah, Timothy, and others who rallied around her. Their faces mirrored a shared commitment, a devotion to love beyond themselves. Every heartbeat echoed a promise to uplift one another. The celestial figure stepped back, still glowing, but now observing them with apparent delight. "You are the unity you seek. Allow this call to resonate within you." Each act of kindness becomes a melody in this divine symphony. As they reached out to embrace their first acts of service together, waves of energy enveloped them. Joy surged, amplifying their intention like a choir raising its voice in harmonious song. Suddenly, a flicker of doubt washed over Mary. What if their efforts were met with resistance? Her heart raced again, but then she remembered love conquers all fear when united. In that moment, a chorus of voices rang out, each echoing the sentiments swirling in her heart. To love, to serve, to heal, they proclaimed, shaking the foundations of their community. Yet even amid the rising anticipation, a deeper question lingered on the edge of their consciousness. What if true transformation requires more than mere action? What if there lies deep within each heart something even more profound waiting to be unearthed? With minds stirred, the community stood at the threshold of their awakening, longing to discover the essence of their purpose and what divine surprises lay just ahead. As the night continued unfolding, a sudden stillness enveloped the village square. The gentle sound of overlapping voices merged into a sacred silence, each individual holding their breath, suspended in the anticipation of what was to come. The celestial figure radiated an ethereal light, glowing like the dawn that promised a new beginning. Mary felt her heart swell. This was not merely a moment. It was a divine invitation. Listen closely. The figure beckoned, their voice resonating like a soft breeze that carried whispers of wisdom. Transformation begins within. You must confront your fears, acknowledge your pain, and allow the love of God to heal every wound. Mary's eyes glistened with realization. This journey required vulnerability, a willingness to illuminate the shadows in their hearts. She turned to the congregation, their faces aglow with renewed hope and purpose. We must open our hearts. For every burden lifted, we create space for grace to fill our lives. As echoing murmurs rippled through the crowd, the elder raised her arms high in encouragement. This is our time. Together, we will shed the layers of doubt and embrace the divine light that binds us. Do not fear what you carry, for in sharing, we become whole. Ben, who had been quietly observing, stepped forward from the gathering. His voice, once frail, now forged with resilience, rang out. I was lost in my pain, but today I stand here healed. Look around. Love has transformed our despair into hope. A warm wave of gratitude flowed through the crowd as they witnessed Ben's newfound strength. Tears glistened in Mary's eyes. This was the impact of collective faith. She reached for her sister's hand, intertwining their fingers. We're all in this together, Sarah. We can journey further into this awakening. I believe fear will crumble under the weight of our love. With a shared determination, the community began to chant, creating a chorus of voices uplifted in unity. We are the light. We are the love. We will heal. The celestial figure pulsed with joy, shimmering with brilliance in response to their fervor. Indeed, you are the light. You hold the power to shine brightly in the darkness. Now go forth. Step into your purpose, for the world needs the love you carry. Suddenly, the vibrant rays enveloping the figure began to transform. They blossomed into flickering shapes, a tapestry of dreams and possibilities, each one representing someone in need. Faces of neighbors, strangers, and even those long forgotten beckoned them to act. Mary's heart raced again as she recognized distinct longing and stories woven into the fabric of their community. Those lives are like us, connected, yearning for the love we are choosing to share, she urged, feeling embers ignite within her purpose. Let us walk the path of healing. Each act is a step toward our divine calling. With sobered intensity, every villager nodded, hearts stirred with the cascading energy. Together, they began to march forward, determined to embrace those depicted in the light, a testament to the mission that lay before them. As they began to move through the village, warm laughter bounced off the walls of homes. Each step felt like a revolution, a manifestation of collective grace. They reached out to neighbors, offering hands in service, listening to stories that revealed the burdens many carried in silence. A family grieved a loss, their hearts heavy with sorrow. An elderly man sat alone, burdened with isolation. Mary approached him gently, offering her hand. You're not alone, she said softly, her voice rich with compassion. We are here together. The man's weathered face cracked into a grateful smile as the warmth of connection seeped through the cracks of his heart. In that moment, Mary felt the thread of unity bind them, a sacred practice woven into every act of kindness and love. She turned to her sister, catching a glimpse of her radiance as they continued to share that joy with the world. Hours passed, filled with laughter, conversations, and renewed hope. The profound restoration that followed was tangible, divine connection igniting within each heart. Mary exhaled deeply, filled with gratitude for every moment spent shining their light into the corners of darkness. As the night deepened, with radiant stars shining above, the community gathered back in the square. They formed a circle, hand in hand, a tapestry of interconnected lives reflecting the divine journey they had embraced together. Tonight, we have witnessed the miracle of transformation, the elder proclaimed, eyes glowing with love. Let us carry this fire within us always, guiding us in service and unity. With that, the celestial figure reappeared, glowing brighter than before. As you honor the love seed planted tonight, remember this true miracle's echo in how you choose to live, love, and serve. Go forth, beloved children of God, and let your light shine into every shadow you encounter. The crowd erupted in joyous praise, their voices soaring to the heavens. We are the light. We are the love. The sound reverberated through the night, a declaration of faith that danced through the air like sacred incense. Mary, her heart brimming with joy, realized the truth. They had illuminated a path together, a journey inspired by the miraculous, woven by shared faith and rooted in love. With a deep sense of belonging, she knew their collective awakening was just the beginning. As the first light of dawn flickered on the horizon, illuminating the village in a warm embrace, they moved forward, renewed and ready, united in their mission, committed to embodying the love that had lifted their spirits. Together, they would weave the miraculous into their daily lives, allowing the divine presence to flow through them as they embraced the community, serving as vessels of hope and joy. For the dawn of a new day awaited, and they were unstoppable. Don't wait any longer. This is your moment to join us. Subscribe immediately to the channel for more exclusive faith stories that can transform your life. Leave a like now to show support and help us reach more hearts. Comment below with your thoughts and testimonies on this incredible ending, and share this video instantly with at least 5 friends who need to see this remarkable manifestation of faith. Only true servants of God understand how vital it is to support this channel with these actions. Don't miss out on spreading the light.